Hi there, it's another tarot sesh for Leo. I'm the Cannastrologer. My name is Abby, and this is another reading for Leo. It's a special reading for Halloween and Day of the Dead. We also call this time of year Sai. And I'm kind of giggling, y'all. The song that I had on pre-shuffle when I was getting the cards together, it's just funny, okay? It's just funny to me. Some of you might get this, and I hope that you do, but the song that I had, Spirit in the Sky, it's by Norman Greenbaum. This is like an old classic, right? And as I say this, I kid you not, there's a picture of the desert right behind the screen. And I was just about to say, this song reminds me of like a Route 66, right? Where somebody's like on a road, on a journey, driving down, top down, the music's playing, and then it's like I wrote down theme song, soundtrack to like a real life movie, and then all of a sudden the narrator comes in and starts talking about the summer of 1969 and blah, 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 or something like that, right? So some of the lyrics, and I also wrote down, just so you know, the irony. In all caps, I wrote down the irony. Some of the lyrics with this song, Spirit in the Sky, when I die and they lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky. And then I wrote the irony. So, why I'm like kind of like just chuckling at this is that, while some of you could be, very straight edge, you know that when you die, you're going to that spirit in the sky or whatever you believe in, you know that your soul will ascend and elevate to the next best place. The irony of this is, I feel like there's somebody who's like living in this world that it's almost like their life is like a movie, or a soundtrack to a movie. And I know a lot of us sometimes think that way. I know I do a lot of times too, right? But this is somebody who's like so completely, totally convinced that they're just like, going to go up to the spirit in the sky, that they can do no wrong, even though they do. And that's the irony. It's like a super evil person just like going through life and getting everything that they want because, they, do whatever they want to other people to get it. And they're driving down the road listening to this song. And the irony is that like, that's just not how spirit works, brother. So this is for somebody. I don't know who. I don't know how yet. But we are about to get into it. So, just so you guys know, as we get started, make sure that you like, share, and smash that subscription button right now, please. This set of readings for Sai, Halloween, and Day of the Dead has been spicy for every single group of readings. It's also why I love this time of year the best. I just had my birthday on the 27th. If you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, all the donation links are in the description below this video. Much appreciated. But this is when the veil is at the thinnest, okay? And it's where we are able to not only speak to the other side, but also communicate and hear from the other side as well, to really start picking up on those intuitive hunches and, the signs that Spirit sends us, whatever they may be. Spirit, what do we have for Leo, please? Higher peace, power, protection, and prosperity. I don't know what reading it was. It was one of the first ones that I did, so that should probably be like Aries. It could have been like Aries, Taurus, maybe Gemini. I can't remember what I had first. But we had pulled Witterson's Witch. And at that time, that was the very first time that I've ever read this card, ever seen it. Now it's popped up 3 times. So if you pick up in a lot of my readings where I say like, oh, this sign, also had these cards, this sign also had this card, and it's no surprise to me, it's because, there's many signs that overlap. The energy, is on multiple parallels, right? It's not just for one, it can be for a few others. There's definitely, pay attention to this. Even though this is the underlying energy or what you don't see coming, this is very important because it's repeated itself now, I think, in 3 different readings that I've done. The witch advises that there are times to go against the flow, to resist the forces that push you. You may be going against what others believe, but this path is your truth. Walk it with courage. So basically this is saying, you know, go against the group, go against what everybody, you know, says that you should believe. Like, you need to think for yourself right now. That's what this is talking about. Trust your gut, trust your own intuition. Do not make judgments or decisions based on the thoughts of anybody else other than your own. Okay? Go with your gut. That's the underlying energy. Then we have farewell fear. Better it is to rush upon the sword than to enter the circle with fear in your heart, which is trust and have courage, the which offers you these empowering qualities, magical one. So, you know, it's talking about, you know, if you're gonna go at it, you know, with full force and not with fear. You know, if you hesitate, you know, you could miss the reward at the end, right? So better it is to rush upon the sword than to enter the circle with fear in your heart. You may even be potentially, you know, going towards some kind of battle, some kind of, I don't want to say controversy, just maybe something that, like, that you're having anxiety about, or you're intimidated about, or, I mean, you may be even fearful of, right? But just have courage. Leo, you are the lion. It's all about courage, right? That fiery, passionate energy. So, farewell, fear. Say goodbye. Haha. What do we have for Leo, please? Spirits, higher peace, power, protection, prosperity, for the greater good. Leo. Now, something also interesting about Halloween is on October 31st, the moon will be in Scorpio. As I say that, Queen of Cups underneath the deck. This is Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy. Scorpio is a highly intuitive sign. It's very reflective, very passionate energy. Scorpio is like the fire sign of the water element, okay? Most people will mistake Scorpio for a fire sign, but they're not. They're actually very emotional, very deep, very caring, very intuitive, very honest, trustworthy, and as well as mystical. Very, very mystical. But they are always looked at upon, what's the word I'm looking for? People don't trust them. And it's not that they're not trustworthy. They're very trustworthy, actually. But they don't trust them because of their mystere, because they keep quiet, because they call people out on their bullshit when it's time to be called out. That's just how Scorpios are. They, sit back and they watch everything before they take action, before they use their stinger and make that sting, right? Anyway, the reason I'm saying this is because this is going to be the energy of that time, a very big time for manifestation, spell work, magic, all of that, right? But it's like very, very mysterious. And what's interesting is then a couple days later, on November 1st, 111, it's going to be the moon in Scorpio again. So it's the new moon in Scorpio. So it's like back after back, this very mystical, magical energy while the veil is at its thinnest. And so the things that can be communicated, the things that can be said and discovered during this time period are going to be very interesting. And then we've got the Queen of Cups underneath the deck. You could be in this energy of the Queen of Cups, very loyal, trustworthy, wise, mystical even, or you could be dealing with somebody who is. So, 3 cards, please, for Leo. Oh, why am I doing it this way? Okay. It's about to shuffle backwards. That could be a message. Something could be backwards. Leo, please. Somebody could be doing things like in reverse. Sometimes when you've got a problem, you have to work the problem in reverse. Like, start from the solution to go back to the steps on how to get to that solution. So the first card out is the Nine of Pentacles. This is like a very independent, typically it's feminine energy. It shows masculine. You could be masculine or feminine. But this is like somebody who, builds their garden around, or grows, has planted the garden that grows around them. They can be really nice dressed or very trendy, take great pride in themselves. They could work for themselves. It's an independent person, independent thinker, like freedom. It's a card of freedom, right? Then we have the Page of Pentacles. I'm getting the energy that somebody is back to work or getting back to work. Like, you can see her, she's looking at her purse, she's like, back to work, like my keys, got my phone, I'm gonna hop in the car, my hair's done. And the Page of Pentacles is typically like a new idea, a new venture, a new beginning, a new project, anything that can lead to material goods, pentacles, money, success, wealth. That's what pentacles are all about, that grounding energy. But it's pages at the beginning, so it's like starting at the beginning of something new, like first day on the job, something like that. This could be an independent person going back to work or back on some new project. What's one more, please? Then we have the Four of Swords. So this is rest, relaxation. This is somebody needing to take like a mental break, a mental rest, get some R&R. Somebody's sealing you see somebody nailing the coffin shut, right? It's like somebody like shutting everybody out and taking time for themselves. That's the energy of the Four of Swords. Oh, but then underneath the deck we've got the Sun. This also could be like a vacation, or maybe somebody needs a vacation. Maybe somebody's been working to save up for a vacation or planning for a big trip. Now the trip is going to be awesome because you've got the Sun. It's like the happiest card of the deck, and it's the energy of just like it's actually Leo energy, but this is like happiness, and you could be going somewhere warm because we see sunflowers and whatnot. Okay, so let's clarify this. I see when we cut the deck, Three of Cups celebration with the High Priestess. So this is using your intuition, knowing that something's going to turn out well, knowing that something is going to be worth celebrating. Also, the High Priestess is, she's like your tarot card reader of the Zodiac, right? You could be getting, obviously, tarot card readings. You could be your card reader. Energy going into this is the Ace of Cups, so that's more water energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. This is good. This is like a new beginning, a new relationship, something that you're going to love. It could be a new project or, something like that. Typically, it has to do with emotions, like actual relationship, but it doesn't need to be romantic. It could also be platonic, but something that just, it's like new feelings, new friendship, beauty, opulence, unconditional love. This talks about opening your heart and receiving the emotions that are around you. So it's like what you put out into the world is what comes back. As I said that, my heart just exploded. So it's a good feeling. Somebody's, so okay, we're going back to that song. So it's like, you're listening to that song. And for those of us who know that song, Spirit in the Sky. Do-do-do-do, Spirit in the Sky, Spirit in the Sky. Anyway, it's like it's a happy-go-lucky song. It makes you feel good, right? The irony is for somebody that it's not meant for, right? But I see it here, though. I see that, like, the person that's listening to this song and that I'm feeling right now, like, they are in a good place. They will go to a good place. Now there's a road literally right in the screen behind the camera. And I was saying, like, Route 66. So, and it's going towards the desert. Somebody could be taking a trip into the desert. I said that's like a warm area. Judgment. Yeah, there's the Three of Cups again. Somebody could be making a decision. Should I go? Shouldn't I go? Is this going to work? Isn't going to work? It's going to work. We see celebration. There's going to be something to celebrate. What is the Nine of Pentacles? What is the Nine of Pentacles? Let's clarify that for Leo. Farewell, fear. And that's where the happiness comes in. Like, somebody may have just been like living in anxiety past couple weeks. Okay, then clarifying the Nine of Pentacles is the Page of Swords. Take your time to think before you act. So yeah, somebody could have been tossing something around, trying to figure out plans, figure out, I don't know, decisions of any kind. Also, this could have a lot to do with communication because it's swords. Swords are any kind of communication, emails, phone calls, FaceTimes. It can even be telepathy, guys. Like, it also could deal with anything having to do with law or legal. That's why you have to take your time to think before you act. It's a restless energy, but also very energetic, talkative, eager, curious, and aggressive. But there is a need to balance priorities when making your decisions. But, you know, this Nine of Pentacles energy, I do feel, is somebody that's pretty good at making those decisions. What's the Page of Pentacles? What is the Page of Pentacles? I am feeling strong feminine energy on this. But again, it could be masculine or feminine. So, okay, so this is the Hanged Man card. It did fall in reverse. So typically when it's, first off, the Hanged Man, okay, it's a card of stagnation. It's basically when the universe puts you into a timeout, you know, a universal timeout. And so it's so that you can look at things from a different perspective. It is a card that deals with creativity, problem solving, groups, and growth. But when it's upright, it's like in the stagnant period, right? It's very still. Now, it fell in reverse. And so that means failure to give of oneself, lack of sacrifice, indecision, frustrated action. You could be feeling frustrated because maybe, you know, that feeling of stagnancy. But the fact of the matter is, it's like, what I'm hearing is somebody's getting back to work. There's no more stagnancy. And while the frustrated action or feeling of frustration or indecision could be from, you know, could be from somebody maybe getting back to work or needing to get back to work, or it's not stagnancy anymore, right? It's like it's happening. It may not be happening like the way that one necessarily planned, right? You know, it's like making assumptions, thinking that something is going to turn out one way when really it's like, what do they say about assumptions? You make an ass out of you and me, right? What's the Four of Swords? I just heard needed. So it's like somebody's in need of this mental relaxation, this mental break. We've got the Three of Pentacles. I love this, actually. And this is what's going to give you that mental break. Because now you're partnering up. You're working smarter, not harder. The threes, first of all, it's about groups, activity. Just like that the Three of Cups that we saw earlier, it's about celebration, right? Working together, celebrating together. It's opening to communication, groups, and maturing, right? And it's this is a card of reaching out for the help that you need when you need it. And so this is, you know, working with others so that you can give yourself a rest, so that you don't need to worry. It's about cooperation, gain, teamwork, creativity, realization, influence, and common goals. Working smarter, not harder. And that's what brings in this happiness. Underneath the deck, we have the Hermit. All life's answers are within you. I do feel strongly this is somebody just needing to take maybe like a weekend off, some R&R, getting some rest, relaxation, taking a mental break, doing some self-care. And that's the Hermit energy. But what that's going to do is like be a blessing, right? It's going to feel so good to get that time away from everyone, everything, and just have time to think for yourself, right? Make some decisions for yourself without anybody else, you know, getting in your ear, like we were talking about. So, yeah, the Hermit, it's all about wisdom sought, solitude, inner truth, divine inspiration, and enlightenment, selflessness, integration, and attainment. This is Virgo energy. You could be dealing with a Virgo or have it somewhere strong in your chart. But this is going to bring you a lot of happiness. Working together, getting some time off. It's going to be good. Okay, what else do we have for Leo? See the letter A. A could be significant to somebody somehow, some way. Somebody's name, maybe. Okay, underneath the deck, we've got number 22. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this card is about inspiration. But if you notice, this skeleton is holding like a sword, and it's pointing this way. And again, swords are all about communication, but then also it has the hand up, and then there's all these books. And I think it's about, taking inspired action. When something inspires you, it's like doing something about it, communicating it, making it work, putting it out there, writing it out. Also, we've got that color of the sun, that's light, activity, like that spark, right? Top of the deck. Ooh, I like it. The 4 card. I want to say this has to do with love. I do love the color scheme, though. And then you've got the world down here, too. It also could be the world card. And if that's the case, that's, talking about cycles and whatnot. But we shall see. Let's check it. It's like as above, so below. What's interesting, I just noticed, so 22, 2 plus 2 is 4. The 4 card. 4s are all about stability. They're about literally like the 4 corners of a house, home, building, office building, anything like that. It's about stability and foundations. Building something so that it's strong and sturdy. Okay, so 22 is not inspiration, kind of close, but it's intellect, which makes more sense with the sword. The archetype of order, seen by the 6th card, can be expressed on the formation plane by human intellect. Here's the birthplace of knowledge, of language, the world of ideas, where communication takes place and culture is generated. The intellect, much like the soul referred to the god Mictlantecuhtli, with its cutting action, analyze, fragment, then recompose in a form of final synthesis. It directs and controls, but for this very reason, it can become an obstacle for expansion and dynamism. I don't know. Okay. Basically, what this card is saying: put instinct aside for the moment and analyze the situation that you are in rationally. So this is saying stop reacting like with a knee-jerk reaction, right? That's your instinct, right? Stop taking instinct. What you need to do is stop, kind of put yourself in a timeout, with the hanged man, look at things from a different perspective, but without jumping the gun or jumping conclusions or, being hasty in any kind of way. Think about the situation rationally and look for other ways that you might be able to come to a solution, like working together in a partnership, 3 or more people, something like that, where it gives you more rest. Then we've got number 4. Love. I think I said that. So the love illustrated in this card is not to be confused with Eros. This card represents the original unifying force, the basis for universal solidarity that consents our evolution and change. It is a continuous phenomenon, the flow originating from first cry of our universe of our galaxy down to the planet we inhabit. A web that connects every single atom that reminds us of our present derives from the past, that it is in our best interest to act constructively to build a positive future. I'm not the one who wrote this, guys. When I'm reading it, it just sounds like blah, 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 blah. So anyway, advice of the dead. Act responsibly, bearing in mind not only your needs, but also what they will cause in the environment you live in. So love yourself, love what's around you, respect what's around you. It's like, love yourself enough to be responsible with your actions, to be conscious enough of the way that you live your life. Who do you support and why do you support those people? Who do you do business with? And why do you do business with those people? If you knew, I'm not going to name names. This is the part of a public platform. I want to call people out. Believe me, I do. Let's just say a certain fast food chain. We'll use this as an example. There's a certain fast food chain that has been notoriously known not to support a certain community of people that like bright colors. Okay? And let's say they serve chicken. And you want to go, or somebody wants to go and eat chicken at this establishment, but you happen to know that this chicken establishment or this fast food establishment that serves chicken does not support something that you believe in. Are you going to go and buy their chicken? Okay, that's one example. It's just like, doing business with, certain people. Like, if you know that there's a business that's doing somebody dirty or has done somebody dirty, are you going to still go and visit that business? It's things like that, right? Love yourself with enough and act in a responsible manner so that, the love that you put out there is, what you get back. It's, the love that you give forward for future generations, future people. Just act right. Act right. Do what you say what you do, say what you mean. And show love for yourself. Do the intelligent thing. Do what's right. That's what the intellect card was talking about. Mindful, it's like mindful business. Working with other companies mindfully. Based on what you believe. Also, I don't know where any of this is coming from, y'all. It's like, don't work for things that don't align with your core values. If you're in groups or on projects with people that, you're just, I don't know, for whatever reasons you're doing it with them. Maybe they're just your friends, or you are trying to get your leg in the door, something like that. But if it doesn't align with what you love or your core beliefs or values, why are you doing it? Don't waste your time. It's not something that you love, right? Underneath the deck, we've got Blackberry, invasive. This could talk about invasive thoughts. This could talk about invasive people. Those who are like wanting to cross your boundaries or step over the line. This is how to keep them out. Use blackberries in any kind of spell work, magic. Bring it into your diet for the week. Ward off the people who are trying to invade your space. Get out of my face. Oh yeah, because then we've got nettle, caution. Somebody needs to step back, step off. There's definitely a situation. And I think that this is honestly, I feel that this is because, somebody's a little frustrated in this energy, maybe where they were independent in nature, maybe having to do a couple things that they're not excited to do. So that's why, somebody needs to proceed with caution. Be very careful what they say or how they act around another person. Let's read this. So Blackberry, so this is like the underlying energy and or what you don't see coming. I feel like it's underlying energy. But time to break free, boundaries in place, intruder, stalker, get out of my face. Thorny sharp branches and berries of black protect from invasion to prevent attack. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be, there it is done. So somebody is desperate to be a part of your life and could be pushing your buttons right now. Their invasive presence and blatant disrespect of your boundaries is making you feel uncomfortable. Neighbor disputes could be an issue for you as boundary lines are crossed, or you may be fighting for personal space at work. Time to break away and free yourself from the entrapment and attachments of others and heal from anything that is causing you unease. If you permit, I shall protect you from unwanted invasion with my thorny branches. Plant me in your garden to prevent energy vampires from crossing your threshold. And if my thorns draw the perpetrator's blood as dark and juicy as my berries, then you can be sure that justice is served. So, somebody could be like an energy vampire as well. You could be getting that also. You know what's interesting? We see this Page of Pentacles, and she looks like she's like engulfed in all these branches and bramble. You know, there's like thorns and stuff, and she's like getting stuck in that. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe somebody is like getting caught up in something. So let's look at nettle, caution. Get too close, you'll feel my sting. My leaves protect from almost anything. Handle carefully, please don't dash, or you'll endure a nasty rash. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mo to be there it is done. Danger! I advise you not to dive into a situation head first. This is one time not to take something at face value, as there are underlying issues that have yet to rise to the surface. Okay, this goes back to that knee-jerk reaction. Okay, you may want to act one way, right? But Spirit is saying, calm down, look at this situation rationally before making your next move. You would be wise to be watchful and trust no one at this time. Do not buy into the fear or the chaos that is being stirred up around you. The stinging hairs on my heart-shaped leaves are like the shards of glass and will cause a painful reaction to those who cross your boundaries uninvited. My reputation alone is enough to drive out negativity. So carefully pop my leaves into bags for protection, or use them in powdered form to break any curses made against you. Packed with nutrition, I am known as a delicacy, but prepare your nettle source dishes with extreme caution, for I am known to bite. There's also, I like to drink nettle tea. It's very good for you. In Celtic lore, nettle is the threshold guardian between life and death, growing near the dead. Anglo-Saxons believed that nettles were used as a form of protection against elf shot, which caused mysterious pains in humans and animals. Interesting. So, somebody I really feel is pushing your buttons and boundaries, or could be. And Spirit is just saying, caution, don't jump down their throat immediately. That could be your, the first thing that you potentially want to do. But instead, maybe go get some blackberry jam. Go have a piece of toast. Sit down, think about it. Go drink some nettle tea. Nettle tea and blackberry toast. Ward away any vampire energy. Vampire energy. Okay, underneath, this is crazy. It's not crazy. Underneath the deck, we have the veil number 41. I was talking about the veil and how it's at the thinnest right now. It's quite possible your eyes have become the fog in which you dwell, a half-swallowed glimpse of all that you truly are or can be, that the tears you bleed are ready for the storms to turn the skies inward. Then we have Banshee. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail and you can expect bleeding from within. So what's interesting is this is my least favorite card in this deck. There is a silver lining to this card. But I will say, with the Banshee card, with the caution, with the invasive energy, I do feel that there's definitely something that you want to pay attention to. Also with the casket card. For some of you, this isn't for everybody, but for some of you, there could be somebody passing. For others of you, this could be something or someone that you're just laying to proverbial rest and just like getting completely out of your energy. What does it have to do with the veil? Let's read this. I want to read this before I complete my thoughts. So we're doing 40. Somebody could be 40. Oh, this is interesting too. Just like 2 + 2 = 4. Card number 41. Somebody could be 41 years old, right? But also 4 + 1 = what? 5. The Banshee card, number 5. So you've got very similar numbers there. Okay, let's look at this. So veil. Keywords: crossing, revealing truth, and concealment. So the veil is the very hardest way. On this night, the veil between worlds is at its thinnest, and the spirit realm is as close as it's ever going to be here on earth. That means you'll have a toll-free call to every spiritual helper, from the gods and goddesses to your ancestors, your angels, ghosts, you name it. Each year you have a chance at receiving supercharged advice from those who know everything in the entire universe. The veil card has come to you in your reading because new truths will soon be revealed in your situation. Things are being uncovered that were waiting for the conditions to be just right so that they can present themselves to you in the most effective way. Be sure to keep your mind open to receiving messages in unusual ways. Notice any reoccurring signs or symbols or even feelings. There is no coincidence for you at this time. So pay attention to all the signs. We were talking about signs earlier. Then we've got number 5, Banshee. I hate this card. Alright, keywords: bad omens and wrath. So a banshee is a fairy woman from Irish folklore who heralds the death of a family member by wailing, shrieking, or keening. Some believe banshees are spirits of young women who have been brutally murdered. These spirits become banshees so that they can warn other women when faced with a similar threat. It is more common to hear that a banshee is a woman who is intensely grieving the passing of a loved one and that she has become eternally lost in sadness. Nevertheless, a banshee's cry is a bad omen, and one should take caution when she appears. In a reading, a banshee's cry also means death, but this death is not physical. It's a symbolic one. You are facing an ending. However, this will not be easy, and you will still mourn the loss. This ending is long overdue, and the powers that be can no longer wait for you to let go. The choice to end your situation may no longer be your choice. You've rejected change, but you can't avoid it. You're holding on to something that no longer benefits you, perhaps a job that you hate, a relationship that drains you, a place where you do not feel safe. Know that it is time to let go. It is important to remember that every ending also brings a new beginning. Moving on makes space for a new energy to come into our lives. Don't get caught in the mourning process for longer than is necessary. It can be easy to mourn the loss, but this prevents you from seeing the doors that open up for you. Okay. So, this is what I was talking about. I felt like somebody earlier was like getting back to work, but like kind of not happy about it, maybe a little pissed off. Like what they really just want is mental, rest and relaxation. That's that energy. This is that ending. Something's got to end. Well, what is it the ending of? Maybe freedom and independence, because now you got to go back to work. But there is silver lining to this. Just be very cautious. If you do have to go back to work and there's like other people around you and stuff, be cautious about maybe people, crossing your boundaries there at work or working with others. I could see people being invasive in that way as well. But I feel like, in the long run, you will be partnering up with somebody in order to work together towards a common goal, which does bring celebration, okay? It's just gonna be a little frustrating. Okay? But farewell fear. You have nothing to fear. Alright. Let's get our last card as we approach 13 minutes for this. So here's a weird thing too I just got. So driving down the road, spirit in the sky, we've got the banshee. Could be, somebody forecasting a death or transformation of some sort. The veil. Somebody could be getting a message. Somebody could be getting a message of somebody actually passing. And this person may not be, they may not be like a good person. That's what I'm getting. They may have been somebody that crossed a lot of boundaries or didn't have boundaries. Did you hear that? That was confirmation. Somebody honked their horn. Underneath the deck, we've got desires, number 22. So there's that 22 again underneath the deck. So 22 could be significant. Something could have happened on the 22nd. Somebody could be 22 years old. This is the Erotokia, bearer of love, having something to do with desires. Top of the deck, we've got number 36, cords, bondage. What? What is that song? Can somebody match my freak? Can somebody out there match my freak or something like that? Bondage and desires. Freak. Somebody could be 36 years old. Let's read this, guys. I'm interested. My. Okay, so underneath the deck, the energy going into this and or what you don't see coming. Bearer of love, desires. The ancients were as likely to petition Hecate for matters of love as any other in her remit, and this is illustrated in the Greek magical papyri, a collection of spells for formulae, hymns, and rituals dating from the 100s BCE to the 400s CE. Capable of affecting change and instilling attraction, Hecate can bring us to what we desire. All who are touched by the sparks of desire are pulled along in the flaming train of erotokia. It's like erotica, right? So this is like this is talking about spell work for like love, desire. But like I say this in all my readings, if you're doing spell work to bring in a specific person or specific like a specific person for love or for whatever reasons, lust or anything like that, careful with that, because anytime you do any kind of spell work that messes with another person's free will, that comes back as karma to you. Okay? I just got that there could be somebody, whether this is you or another person in your storyline, that was doing that. That was doing some type of spell work based on desires. And the karma that comes back could be this bondage. Now, bondage can mean a lot of things. I also see a lot of swords here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could be like bars. You know, like jail, keeping somebody from whatever. It could be like mental prison, bondage, just like being kept against will. Let's see. So whilst moderation and restraint can be advantageous, what we need to avoid is becoming trapped. We may feel our hands are bound, but who tied them? Did we make a promise we feel obligated to keep? When we look around, we can find the answers to release us, but we first must identify the source of our captivity, for we are often our own captors. You may feel helpless and blocked, or feel the time for purposeful inaction is desirable. Somebody could feel like they're trapped in a situation based on somebody's desires. There's no way to break free. It's for some of you. For others of you, this is about breaking free. Like it's your desire to break free from something. To break free away from a person that has been very invasive. Like maybe with like your own personal space, your own security. And basically what I'm saying is like farewell fear. Like somebody is trying to break free from it. They're trying to get away, right? They've been very independent. working together, but I don't know. And like I said, there also could be somebody passing away, and that may allow someone to break free from something as well. So I don't know. I'm all over the place with this one. You guys have a very interesting spread this week for Halloween and Wade. But make sure you drop a comment in the comments below. Fill me in. Bring me up to speed. Let me know how this resonates with you. Also, like, share, subscribe. If you're interested in a personal reading, all of my information is in the description below this video. And I hope that you guys have a magical, mystical, mysterious Halloween and Day of the Dead. As you know, it's Together We Grow. I always love sharing this time and energy, and I look forward to reading for you again in the very near future. Make sure you check out all your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Peace, Leo.